Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, my scoreboard keepers out there? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers, where I am your host, the Ref, where we keep the score on everything sports, hip hop, and hot topics. So y'all know, to make it on our board, you must be doing something or saying something either outlandish or doing something special, or you're just a hot topic. But in this case, somebody seems to be saying some things that are outlandish. So I figured that, with this podcast, it wouldn't be long before he gets introduced to the Scoreboard Keepers and he would make himself and find himself on the board over here. So you guys already know what we do. So we'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Scoreboard Keepers. You're around here, we'll keep the seats. We keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard Keepers.
What? Do we got a flag on the play? Do we have a flag on the play? We're gonna find out by the time this episode is over if we have a flag on the play or if somebody was talking this real football talk. We're gonna find out. So we're not gonna, without any further ado, we're gonna score this segment. Get the clock rolling, and we're gonna hear what Mr. Cam Newton has to say. So let's go.
It's going to go viral. Box office. Who hotter than me? Don't worry about it. I'm about to give y'all more entertainment, more intellectual understanding, and more impact than you could ask for.
Well, we most definitely going to find out, because that's why we here. So if your words match your actions, then you're going to come out of this thing victorious. Because over here, we hold people accountable. We don't keep receipts. We keep the score. Let's go.
Couldn't do it all by myself. I think I can. But I need my dog Peggy!
What's good, bud? Yeah! Come on now.
Now tell me what this week's hot take is. This episode is brought to you by Ro. It's officially summertime. And let's be honest, summer brings the good vibes, the good energy. And let's be real, the romance is heavy.
So we already see that he has an accomplice. All right, he already has an accomplice. So you guys already see what the title is. But I want to see, and I want to know, where does this information come from? Is it coming from facts, or is it coming from emotions? Is it coming from his heart, or is it coming from his head? We got to figure it out. And that's what we do over here. We get to the bottom of things, and make no mistake about it, we don't leave no stones unturned. So you guys want to pay close attention over here, because we are
On the road. And if you're trying to match that summer heat, Ro Sparks got you covered.
For sure. Whether it's beach day, sundress season, or you just trying to be spontaneous, Ro Sparks, make sure you're ready when the moment's right.
Ro Sparks is a
Now, I'm going to start off with this. And I'm going to say, first of all, it's either they have one hell of an air conditioning system, or they recording in Alaska. Because damn it, where we at, we trying to, everybody walking around here damn near naked. It's 105 damn degrees outside, and they got jackets on and button up to the neck. So I'm not sure where they are, but it got to be snowing outside. Or that's one hell of an air conditioning system in there. It has to be cold as hell. Or they recording somewhere else. So I'm not sure. That's the first thing that sticks out to me right now.
prescription treatment that dissolves right up under your tongue and kicks in. fast as can be. 15 minutes on average after they dissolve. And that's control without the weight.
And they don't just disappear after one round. They stay active up to 36 hours. So you're ready for round 2 or 3? Hey. Or maybe even more than half.
If prescribed, new sexual.
Am I the only one, or do you guys notice that everybody's dressed like it's fall? They're dressed like it's fall right now. I'm not sure what's going on in there. I know it's not fall where we are. August is not even here yet. So it has to be cold as hell in there where they recording it. It has to be. And that could be, that could hold some of the responsibility for some of the things we've been hearing out of there. Let's go.
Health Patients gets $15 off your first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with the provider at ro.co/fourth to find out if prescription Ro Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/fourth for $15 off your first order.
Everybody got something to say about your...
Well, we know sex sells, but there's bullshit. Now, we know sex sells. Sex really sells. But here we go, guys. They're going to get right into it.
Top 10 list, and I'm saying it's everybody. We got Stephen A. He says he doesn't agree with you.
No. Play the clip.
Here we go.
Well, Cam's wrong.
Okay,
I do
go to the next clip. That's all I wanted to hear.
Cam's wrong.
That's all I wanted to hear.
All right, and then we got your boy Ryan Clark.
Stephen A. Smith. Okay. They glossed right over Stephen A. Smith, who is who we would consider in this field a source, a valid source. We would consider Stephen A. a valid source in here. So this is already 1 point for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, you're up 1-0. Okay. We already heard Stephen A. Smith come through there and say Cam's wrong. So that's out the gate, and they glossed right over that.
We have to stop allowing people to have excuses to disrespect Jalen Hurts. Cam recently said I was playing things safe, so let me cook for a second here, right? So there's different ways to look at it. Historically and presently, Jalen Hurts is the top 10 quarterback, and you're going to look at it different ways. You're going to look at talents above X's and O's, the ability to help your team win, and then to me, it's proximity to the GOAT. Let's take Cam Newton, right? What made Cam Newton great? He could be powerful and
go to the next.
Dan or last.
Jalen Hurts is.
Whoa. Ryan Clark was just about to cook. And he put up another point up in there where he was about to go in on some stats. Now, I'm very curious on what his stats was, what he's going to bring, and if they were similar to the ones that we seen. We got a lot of people going to bat for Jalen Hurts right now. Okay. So you already come out of the gate. You have, they say in a matter, if there's any confusion in the matter, get yourself 2 or 3 witnesses, and every matter shall be confirmed. And so far, we have 2. Now, this is Dan Orlovsky. Is it going to be 3? Is it going to be 3 witnesses?
The quarterback you got to go through in the NFC to win the Super Bowl. You have to go through.
As we keep going, we even got comments. All right.
What's your comment?
We have 3 witnesses now. Dan Orlovsky said that you have to go through a certain quarterback in the NFC right now to get to the championship. So now we have 3 witnesses. Listen, men and women lie, numbers don't. See, guys, when you come over here, y'all already know what we do over here. We get right to it. He probably don't have a clue who we are, but he probably going to find out. Over here, we get to the bottom of things. Okay, so he's standing there with his co-host, and we already have 3 validated sources: Stephen A. Smith, Ryan Clark, Dan Orlovsky. I mean, that's just not. They're just not anybody. These guys are experienced analysts in the field. They've covered a lot of sports. They've been on television forever, and have played the game. You have people in there that have played the game on that level. So you can nix that out. You can't say that there's somebody up there that's talking that has never played the game or played on that level. So you can't nix them out. Okay? You got Stephen A. Smith, who's been covering sports forever, all sports. He got right up there, and the first thing he says is Cam is wrong. I mean, he started out the gate with that. So y'all see the scoreboard. Men and women lie, numbers don't.
From Terrell Owens, it said you would be judging him if he had all of that and wasn't playing well. This is a Skip Bayless type of statement with dreads. Don't be mad at Jalen because he's making great decisions. Maybe had you made the decision to jump on the ball.
Pause right there. Go to the next clip.
And last but not,
Oh my goodness. Oh my, what? What? T.O. came out the gate smoking. T.O. came out the gate smoking. You hear what I'm saying to you? T.O. came out the gate smoking. He ain't hold back. He said, you can't blame that man for making right decisions when you had a choice that you had to make, which was getting down on that football, and you didn't get on it. Whoo, T.O. Damn. Cam, you got to fight back. This, you know what this reminds me of? He said something in there that's very profound. I'm going to tell y'all something. We did another video about 7 months ago, right? It was Skip Bayless versus Jalen Rose. And Skip Bayless was tearing Jalen Rose up to the point where I was saying, fight back, damn it. Fight back. We did 2 or 3 seconds. It went into 2 days, the debate. And it got to the point where Stephen A. Smith came in there and he backed Skip Bayless and he called Jalen Rose out for some nonsense. Now, T.O. gets up here ironically and says that this reminds him of something that Skip Bayless would say. And right now, you see all these people coming out and they're saying, wait a minute, Cam, you're wrong. Once again, men and women lie, numbers don't. So, I mean, you got to fight back. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. The video's not that long. It's only 20 minutes, so you got some defending to do.
at least even yourself, a statement that you made about Jalen Hurts on this very show, 4th and 1. Does this season or Super Bowl put Jalen Hurts in the elite QB group?
I think so.
Wait a minute. Wait a damn. Yo, I want y'all to watch the scoreboard. See, in basketball, that's what they would call, watch the scoreboard. Watch the scoreboard, y'all. I want y'all to watch this. That's what they would call a three-pointer. They used his own words against him. They used his own words to incriminate him. Yeah, listen, man. Men and women lie, numbers don't. Men and women lie, numbers don't. See, this is the beautiful thing about the scoreboard keepers, man, because we go through it. It didn't even take us much to research for this specific topic. You guys know we go into different topics all over, like even in hip hop, we'll go do our research in the whole 9 yards. That's what we do over here. And we even bring out the scholars. One of the things about this debating thing, and when it comes down to getting down to people that's doing it, that, you know, that's getting into the truth and trying to find out what the truth is, which is what we're experiencing, we do that over here. We're very experienced in that because we don't just cover sports. We cover sports, hip hop, and hot topics. And if you follow our videos, you'll see that we get into a lot of things, and the research goes deep. And there's people that come through this platform that have degrees, scholarly degrees. Some people are off into other things that has to do with the whole entire world and bringing forth the truth. And one thing that we know is that they say you have to source up or shut up, right? So you have to bring valid sources. So far, we have valid sources in this paradigm. We have valid sources in this paradigm that have come forth. Stephen A. Smith, Dan Orlovsky, Ryan Clark, Terrell Owens. So we don't have it just coming from one part. We have it coming from different parts, different spectrums of the sport. From analysts to from athlete to analyst, and they're all saying the same thing. Then they turn right around and drop the hammer. They turn it right around and drop the hammer. They say, you said it on your own show. And then they use your words. So I'm going to sit back patiently and watch and see how you try to get out of this right here, to see if you even talk against your own words, or if you even speak against your own words on what you say that's already on record. That's a 3-point basket. Let's get to it.
Pause right there. This message goes to Jalen Hurts. I mean no evil intent. I have no hate, no quarrel, no nothing in regards to you, the person, or you.
Wait a minute. I had to stop it. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all might be getting a little frustrated out there because I had to stop it. When he said pause right there, we left off on him saying that Jalen Hurts was an elite quarterback if he won the Super Bowl. And it seemed like they cut it and they came back to something else. He said, cut it right there. And then he walked off and he came back. The next thing you know, he was speaking directly to Jalen Hurts. I wanted y'all to pay close attention to see if he addresses what he said on that tape.
You, the NFL quarterback. I put that on everything that I love.
Wait a minute.
Press pause.
Hurts in the elite QB group.
I think so.
Put Jalen Hurts in the elite QB group.
I think so. Press pause.
Hurts in the elite QB group.
I think so.
Press Jalen Hurts in the elite QB group.
I think so.
Jalen Hurts on this very show 4th and 1. Does this season or Super Bowl put Jalen Hurts in the elite QB group?
I think so. Press pause right there. This message goes to Jalen Hurts. I mean no evil intent. I have no hate, no quarrel, no nothing in regards to you, the person, or you, the NFL quarterback. I put that on everything that I love. But the point that I'm about to make here, for the point to be made, I have to unlock petty cam.
Do you know what's really fun?
Wait a minute. We didn't ask for petty cam. If you're speaking directly to Jalen Hurts at this point in time, we're not asking for petty cam. See, it's at this point, right? See, this is where we specialize. This is why you guys got to love the Scoreboard Keepers, man. Look, this is an easy one for us. Being as though that we cover so many different topics and we've been in so many different debate forums and so many different topics, when it comes to something like this, I'm just going to be honest with you. This is easy. Because right now, he's about to build what we call a straw man argument. Okay? We just left off with him saying that year and that season and that Super Bowl doesn't put Jalen Hurts in the elite category, and he confirmed, I think so. In his own words, not anybody else's, in his own words. But now he used Dan Orlovsky, Ryan Clark, Terrell Owens, Stephen A. Smith to unlock petty cam. What this does now is this undermines Jalen Hurts' status in order for him to take shots at everybody else. So now Jalen Hurts just get hits with the bullshit by default. Jalen Hurts is now going to get hit with the bullshit by default because he's unlocking petty cam. Instead of addressing Jalen Hurts solely. Address Jalen Hurts solely. It's not about Dan Orlovsky, Stephen A. Smith, Ryan Clark, and Terrell Owens. it's about Jalen Hurts. But if you're about to go into petty Cam, it's going to be about the people that said that you were wrong. And right now, that scoreboard ain't lying. we back up what we say over here. And there's more to come.
Not petty Cam. Take the shackles off petty Cam.
First and foremost, I can easily say, and out of everything that everybody said, Stephen A. Smith, he understood.
No. What everybody said was they included what you said. So you have to address what you said first. You can't address what everybody else said. You have to address what you said first. See, here comes the straw man, y'all. See, in a debate forum, this will never make it. This will never make it. Right. He would be getting destroyed right now in a debate forum because valid sources have come out from his profession and from the profession that he's in now. Okay? He's in another professional forum right now, and the top of the professional, a top source from that forum has come out and spoken against him. Not one, not two, but three. Because Ryan Clark's been doing it for a long time also. So we're putting Ryan Clark up there with Dan Orlovsky and Stephen A. Smith. And then on top of that, you have somebody that has come out and spoken out against you with a gold jacket. Hold on. What did I just say that, y'all? Did I just say that? Wait a minute. Did I just say that? I want y'all to watch the scoreboard. Terrell Owens is a Hall of Fame wide receiver. He played with Steve Young, okay? And he also played and went to the Super Bowl with Donovan McNabb. He's a Hall of Fame wide receiver. So he has a gold jacket. And he's spoken out against you, Cam. That's what we call a valid source. You got to have a valid source, man. You have to source up or shut up. And it's just that simple. In the debate forum, when you come and you're trying to put forth your argument, you can't be putting forth straw man arguments. You have to come with a valid source. And everybody has to be able to, it has to be valid. You have to be able to go and show us where and why, not in your head and not in your heart. Because now you've unlocked petty Cam. So we're not even talking to the same person that said that Jalen Hurts wasn't an elite quarterback. We're talking to petty Cam right now. So everything that's about to come out of your mouth, it's not going to hold any water. It cannot prove your argument because right now you've just unleashed petty Cam and your co-host even co-signed on it. So right now we can't even take what you're saying for serious. For serious. We can't take it for serious. See, you're going to learn these things because you didn't want to come across this platform. We get right to it. And I mean, we got people that come through here to debate you down. On different topics, on different topics. But this right here is just so easy because right now we've already got you in the first 5 minutes. We got a Hall of Famer and the top person, the top source in your field right now have spoken against you. Then you pull out a video of you saying it. Now you've went into another character that we can't trust. We can't trust that source. We can't trust petty Cam. We can't trust that petty Cam. So let's just see where it goes. Because right now you're getting smoked. You're about to get. You're looking at Skunk City right now, and we may go make it into the second quarter because this video is not even that long. So I'm trying to figure out where you're going to make your case.
Still dead son. The point that Cam is trying to make here, ladies and gentlemen, is let's make people debate about sports again. Because there's too many homeboys in the industry. There's too many people, the insiders that are moved by relationships and moved by, oh man, I can't talk bad about this person or I can't critique his game.
You are now moving the goalpost. That is not true. They debate every day on ESPN. This is what Stephen A. Smith does for a living. They do it every day on First Take. That's all him and Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp did was debate. They never even agreed on a lot of the topics. Sometimes, what do you think separated them? Because they didn't agree on a lot of things. They was even getting personal in there with Skip Bayless. See, this is where you source up. This is how you source up. It was getting personal in there where Skip Bayless was even talking about how, Shannon Sharp wasn't this, that, and the third. It was getting personal. It was getting personal. We don't watch these analysts get on TV just to agree with one another. Everybody has a different opinion, all the way down to the females. With Stephen A. and Molly, they never agree. They never on one accord. So it's not, no. You're trying to move the goalpost right now to validate you critiquing somebody and being wrong. So the first thing that would be respectable is to say that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I made a mistake. But no, you're going and defending a straw man argument, which is going to burn forever, man. You don't want to go out there and defend a straw man argument because guess what? Now they're going to hold you to that. They're going to hold you to that standard forever. They're going to hold you to that standard forever because now you're standing up here defending it and you're defending it in the personality of Petty Cam with an Eminem jacket on. And it's 105 degrees outside and you got it buttoned up to the neck. So now people are going to have a problem with that. You haven't scored a point yet. You played what everybody else said, right? And you haven't gotten into what you said yet. But now you're making an excuse or moving the goalpost on why it should be okay to critique people. You didn't critique him. You said he wasn't elite based on what he had around him. That wasn't critiquing his game. You didn't say what he had to do better. I haven't heard that yet. You didn't say what he had to work on. You just said what he had around him and why he's not. This is going to be easy.
Because, man, I know that coach or I know this particular person. Well, you're not talking about the person. You're not even talking about you guys' relationship. You're more or less talking about their performance. And that's what I will talk about. But as I keep unlocking Petty.
Don't unlock Petty Cam. Listen, I know when a person's not being genuine. This is disingenuous, man. This is disingenuous, y'all. This is about standing up and trying to validate or this is about you trying to validate being wrong. You're trying to convince us that there's a valid reason why you said what you said. No. If this is about his performance, well, damn it, what performance? He put up 55 points in the Super Bowl. He runs the RPO better than anybody in the league. So that would make him elite. Wait a minute. That would make him elite because he runs the RPO better than anybody in the league. Because of his legs. You don't put up 50-some points on the Kansas City Chiefs by just having a few receivers here and there. I mean, you can't fault him for having a great offensive line. They did what they're supposed to do, protect the quarterback so he can operate. A lot of teams don't have that. But that doesn't mean that he's not an elite talent. He is an elite talent. He's in the NFL. You're not supposed to be everybody. Listen, did Joe Montana have to be elite? No. He didn't have to be elite. He had Jerry Rice and John Taylor, Dwight Clark. I mean, come on. Roger Craig. I mean, listen, this is getting ridiculous. Damn it, this is getting ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous. That's like saying Joe Montana wasn't an elite quarterback because he had all that talent around him. This is getting a little ridiculous now. Fight back. Fight back. Because we get to the bottom of it here, we'll be the ones that end up squashing this topic. Because it ain't much to it. There ain't no meat on this bone. We'd like to delve into different type of deeper debates over here. This is not one of them. This is not one of them. This is a straw man argument at this point.
Him. The next person that I will go to is Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens,
So, you're addressing everybody that had something to say against what you thought was right. You're not addressing Jalen Hurts. You're defending people that are saying you were wrong. And then said why. Okay, so watch this, y'all. At this point, right, if you have a problem with the people that spoke against you, right, you have to say that there's a lie somewhere in what they said. So you're about to address Terrell Owens, right? We're looking to hear you say that Terrell Owens lied. We're going into the second quarter, y'all. Y'all hear the whistle. We're going into the second quarter. Okay? You're going to have to address T.O. and you're going to have to say that he lied somewhere. Okay? Other than that, because right now the topic is Jalen Hurts and you're going all around the mulberry bush. You went from your word. Remember, y'all, he's yet to address what he said about Jalen Hurts being elite. He hasn't addressed it yet. So now he's going off into all the people, right? So let's just see what he has to say about T.O. and see if T.O. lied. Did T.O. lie? If T.O. was lying, you can take that source and you can throw it out. We won't take that source in consideration. Because right now you haven't addressed Stephen A. and you're going on to T.O. right now. Let's go.
I can say so much about you, and I will not, because at the end of the day, we all know that you don't have the best relationships with your quarterbacks. Me being a quarterback.
Wait a damn minute. So you're personally attacking this man right now, right? And you're saying you can say so much, right? You can say so much about T.O., but you're not. Why? Because it ends up with him having a gold jacket? Because it ends up with him having a gold jacket, whether he got along with his receivers or not. He ended up with a gold jacket, right? And we can't be talking about Donovan McNabb, who was thrown up on the damn field, right? We can't be talking about that. Wow.
I'm just going to leave it at that. Another person that will unlock petty.
So you just left it at that. You just left it at that. You just left T.O. alone because you know damn well that gold jacket was going to come out and it was going to be bright as the sun. It was going to be as bright as the sun, and wasn't nobody going to be feeling you on that because there's a lot of people that like Terrell Owens, who we think could probably still play today. Damn it. The Pittsburgh Steelers could use Terrell Owens right now as the number 2 on the other side of DK. That would be nasty. The man's just, all he does is stay in shape. And if it wasn't for stereotypes, he'd still be in the league. I know 10 receivers that T.O. is better than right now. But I ain't going to put their names out here. But I know 10 right now that call themselves 2s and 3s that Terrell Owens is better than right now. And the only reason he ain't getting a shot is because of a stereotype. And they won't give him a chance. They'll let quarterbacks play till they're 50. But wide receivers, oh, no. No. They can't be around, right? Nah, they can't be around. They'll let the quarterbacks play until they're 90 years old. We saw Brett Favre do it. We saw Tom Brady do it. Now we're seeing Aaron Rodgers do it. See, that's sources. See, that's how I sourced up. See how I sourced up? But you moved quickly. You gave T.O. maybe 10 seconds of your time. So you didn't. So T.O. must have been telling the truth. So that source is still there. Stephen A. is still there. Let's see what you have to say about Dan Orlovsky.
Cam is Gilly the Kid. Gilly, you posted me.
Oh, so you wait. Please don't tell me you skipped over Dan Orlovsky. Please tell me you didn't. Please tell me that Dan Orlovsky is not going to go unchecked here, Cam. Are you picking? Do you have picks? You gonna skip over Dan Orlovsky and go pick on Gilly? Okay, I gotta hear this.
Your social story. And Peggy, I got a question to ask. Can you name me one Gilly the Kid album? Can you quote any of his music? But we know Gilly the Kid, not as a rap artist or a hip hop artist. We know him as a podcaster. We're in the same space.
Well, if you know anything about Gilly, okay, you would know he was in Major Figures. Okay? You would know he was in Major Figures. Okay? That's first and foremost. Second of all, when he was with Birdman and them, it was a problem with his music being released. It was a problem with him getting his albums and stuff released, business-wise. But everybody knows he was down with Major Figures. And not to mention, hold on. See, I don't want to be doing this kind of stuff. I don't want to I don't listen, you gotta knock it off, man. Like, I mean, you just gotta knock it off because you know you're mentioning things right now, and we're looking for you to knock down one of these sources. We're looking for you to knock down. We want you to knock down one of these sources that don't make any sense. Like, just tell us somebody that's lying. You know what I'm saying? You gotta tell us. You gotta tell us somebody that is lying on you, or not telling the truth, or not telling the truth. Can we get one? We just need one, man. That's all. But hold on, y'all. Let's try this for a second. Let's try this. Because this is what we do.
Get over here. You know what's going on Friday, Mic Check. It's been a lot of reckless talking, a lot of people going in. Gilly's going to address it right now. Do what you do.
Emotor.com, Philly, stand up, baby. We in here, baby. Hold on. I can't just give it to y'all like that. You know I got to make you wait a little second. Okay, I seen the list for the top 10 rappers. These dudes just foolish. Tell me who was writing this. It's clueless. Who you know is coolest? Women like, ooh, it's Gilly. Legend round Philly like Julius Irving. Swerving all up in that new whip. White on white Benny look like Cool Whip. Stay away from homies with the loose lips. Used to run around wild 2/5. Smart enough. One gun, 2 clips. You know Gil, then you know that I'm real. You know I ain't never drug nobody's coattail. A hustler, homie, but I don't need no scale. A decade long I've been getting them wholesale. My team is strong, my homies won't tell. When it comes to the witness, my homies, they don't fail. They pop that.
I gotta stop that right there before we get a strike. Okay, listen. Okay, you gotta cut it out, man. You gotta knock it off, Cam. You gotta knock it off. We know who Gilly is. Okay. We knew who Gilly was before the podcasting, okay? There's a lot of made rappers that know who Gilly is. A lot of made rappers. And guess what? You ever notice who his style sounds like? Okay? I bet you Lil Wayne won't side with what you're talking about right now because everybody knows how lethal Gilly's pen is in the hip-hop form. So you can't go in that. That's what we do over here. Sports, hip hop, and hot topic. That's what we do. Gilly's pen is legendary. So I'm saying right now, instead of you attacking these people, right? Instead of you attacking these people, you're supposed to be coming up with something that's gonna tell us that these people are lying on you. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? we can't figure out what's really going on if you're not telling us that these people are lying. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about Gilly right now, right?
Deck in less than 60 seconds.
There's a lot of people out here that's going to look at you sideways because they know his importance to a lot of people's careers. So I'm just saying, you got to cut it out, man. This dude is lethal.
I feel like Shaq, I should kill y'all. I keep the P89 up in my lap, representing no Philly. I got the P done in flat. Listen to me now. I take the cocaine, add a little cocaine. I don't play no hope games, all about the domain. It coming so good, the fiends burn their whole brain. They get the wiggling and shaking like on Soul Train. But this ain't time for realest. I'm the realest. No question how I ride, how I stand. Niggas with beards and choppers like the Taliban, running around scribbling, throwing bullets like Donovan. Right now, cut back, get back, or get your wig cracked all over the streets. I'm all over the beats. Listen, I'm like a beast all over your freak. Holla, I'm right back at it. Let me tell you. I said, ho, guess who's back again with more diamonds and big up platinum. Ha, they say enough is enough, kid. Who we signed with his jewelry look like pups. I'm into making money. What I look like busted. Came for the whole pie. What I'ma do with the crush? Money is in my plans and I'm out. Hustling since 12 blocks.
Yo, stop. All right, Gil. All right, man. All right, you ain't got to say no more. Gil, you ain't got to say no more. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now, didn't I tell y'all this is going to be easy? We waiting for you, Cam, to say that somebody was lying on you. You have not addressed Dan Orlovsky yet. And you have not addressed what you said yet. This is an absolute landslide over here on the Scoreboard Keepers. This was easy. Damn. Gilly spoke for himself. Stephen A. spoke for himself. The Golden Jacket of Terrell Owens spoke for himself. You haven't addressed Dan Orlovsky yet, and you ain't addressed what you said yet. Damn it. All right, let's go.
So your unpopular pick or your popular pick or the content that you create, Gilly, is the same thing that I do as content creators. So step aside, sir. Next. Last but not least, Mr. Ryan Clark. Mm-hmm. Just for perspective.
Last but not least, you gonna leave out Dan Orlovsky? You ain't gonna address Dan Orlovsky? You got picks. So let's see what you got to say about Ryan Clark.
Can we tee up just the first 15 seconds of that clip?
Let's take Cam Newton, right? What made Cam Newton great? He could be powerful.
This is what people are not understanding here. You're attacking the messenger and not attacking the message. Okay. So since that we want to attack the messenger, Ryan Clark.
No, he's not attacking the messenger. He's attacking the message. Because you made a statement about a quarterback based on your standards. You determine what's elite and what's not. You determine what's a game manager and what's not. That's in your world. That's on your team. You called Tom Brady an elite game manager. It ain't that much managing in the damn world. He got 5-6 Super Bowls. You ain't doing all that managing. You're elite at something. You are an elite quarterback at something. And it's on a very high level. Very high level. A couple of them times, he won the Super Bowl with a slot receiver and a tight end. Damn it, he ain't even have no damn receiver out there, really. Of course, one time, Randy Moss came through there, and then they had a couple of other guys, and this, that, and the third. But, shit, he ain't really have nobody. You know, it was. We all know it was the slot receiver and Julian Edelman and Gronk. Sort of what Patrick Mahomes had for a little bit. So, nah, man, this is straw man arguments all the way live. This could never hold up in a debate forum. Never. You would get crushed in a debate forum on this topic right now. Please don't take nobody on these. Don't take no debates on this topic. Don't take any debates on this topic. Please don't. Because now you just skipped over Dan Orlovsky and you're going rating the Ryan Clark, man. Rating the Ryan Clark.
Okay, let's pull up your stats. Second team All SEC. We cannot relate. Undrafted in 2002. We cannot relate.
Undrafted, okay, in 2002. Made it in the NFL. Did one of the hardest things it is to do for a free agent is to go undrafted on a roster and to make a team in the NFL as if the scouts don't make any mistakes. What? You telling me the scouts don't make any mistakes? Oh, it's time for me to toot my own horn. It's time for me to toot my own horn on this topic. Listen here, brother. I ran a 4.2 shuttle. I ran a 4.2 40. I put up 225 25 times. I had a 36-inch vertical leap. And my routes was off the hook. And I was on the trek on the same way as Ryan Clark was. I just didn't have, I should have went to a school where I had TV time. You gonna tell me that there ain't no players that get lost in the sauce? Every year there's a player that nobody sees coming that didn't get drafted. It ends up doing a thing. Please don't use him not getting drafted as an excuse. Damn it, Nah. I'm putting my points on the board. You can't use that. That's a straw man argument. You would have to show that there is no athletes that ever make it in the NFL that goes undrafted. You would have to pull out a source to show us that players that don't get drafted are not good enough to make it in the NFL. Ryan Clark he's a prime object in this whole scenario. He's a prime object in this whole scenario of what a player can and cannot be in this league. He's a prime source. This dude, I don't even want to call him an example. I don't want to call him an example. That's why I didn't use that word. I don't want to use the word. I want to say he's a source because this argument that he's using here is all straw man. So what we would call Ryan Clark is we would call him a primary source. I know we've been saying a valid source with him, a valid source of him, a valid source with him. That's because he's been coming up with a straw man argument, but nothing he was saying was valid. So I use valid. But technically, when it comes to Ryan Clark, for him to make this assertion about Ryan Clark that he can't relate, Ryan Clark is a primary source that players can go undrafted and still make it in the league. He's what we call a primary. This dude is blowing. This dude is. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, in the debate world, you're getting creamed. You're getting creamed. You will come in there and find out what primary sources are. They're going to tell you source up or shut up. Because right now, you're being smoked out your boots. Because people watched your tape, right? And they was so caught up in you being a petty cam right now, and then the tape was rolling, nobody broke it down. But that's what we do here. When we we get down over here, bro. There's nothing you haven't come up with any primary sources. You haven't dealt with Dan Orlovsky, and you haven't even dealt with what you said. You skipped over all of those to pick on. You didn't even get at Stephen A. You got picks, man. You got picks. You went at Gilly and T.O. You went at Gilly and T.O. and left Stephen A. Smith and Dan Orlovsky alone. And never addressed what you said. Yo, you got picks, bro. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you look crazy going after Gilly. You look crazy going after Gilly, because not only is he good in that space, he do this.
Whenever you go to cop, you see a middleman. Whenever I go to cop, I see Dominicans. This ain't fiction, homie. This is a fact, though. Get out of the baddest box. I'm up to bat, y'all. My jewelry is ridiculous. Nearly as.
Yo, man, leave that dude alone. Leave that dude alone. Leave that dude alone.
Relate. Then you have one Pro Bowl in 2011. We cannot relate. So if you want to unlock.
So he went undrafted and went to the Pro Bowl. He's undrafted and went to the Pro Bowl. So a Pro Bowl player went undrafted. I see why Ryan Clark hasn't responded yet. And I don't want to speak for him. But you know what I'm saying? Look. I mean, look, man, this is not making any sense. Because somebody could relate, because he made it to the league and he played a very long time at a very high level and made it to the Pro Bowl. And he didn't just play with the Steelers. Also, he played with the Giants. So he got around and he made sure he stayed up in there. And guess what? Now he's still succeeding. Now he's in your realm, but he's on TV. The man's on TV. When you pulled up that clip of him, he was on a panel. That's another. He was on a panel, bro. This is hilarious. This is not making any sense, y'all.
Petty Cam and everything that Cam Newton has ever said on this 4th and 1 show has always been backed by merit and logic. But some way, shape, form,
we're not dealing with logic. We're dealing with facts. Ooh, oh my goodness. Now I see scoreboard keepers, all my scoreboard keepers out here. Now I see why we go through all these debates, man, on different topics. Because he's talking about logic. What logically sounds right. No, you need sources. You need valid sources. I'm using your own sources against you right now. Your own primaries. Primary sources are Stephen A. Smith, Dan Orlovsky, Terrell Owens, Ryan Clark. One sits on TV and is a Pro Bowler. The other one has a gold jacket. The other one's been doing this for 30-some damn years. And the other guy you don't even want to touch. You're like giving him a pass right now. So,
people keep attacking Cam, the person, or why he didn't jump on the fumble, why he didn't do this, or comparing and contrasting. So when I compare and contrast you guys' statistics and Dan Orlovsky, never mind. But as we keep going and we keep unlocking and keep poking the bear, and y'all want to play this game.
You didn't address Dan Orlovsky, and that's why you said never mind. And you're triggered right now because when they talk about that fumble, it triggered you. Because that's on film. That's on film. I mean that triggered you. I'm just saying it triggered you somehow to the point where you're saying things now that that's not making any sense. You know? All I'm saying, man, is do you understand what that means about the primary thing, man? Do you understand what that means? The primary means that instead of me saying something, right, and me going off of logic and going off of what things I say in my own head, it means that I can go to the primary source and back up my premise. I can back up my premise, right? They say, so people will say, how do you back up your premise? Well, let me show y'all. This is what we do over here. People, if you're not a part of the Scoreboard Keepers, you might want to like, share, and subscribe to this channel before it takes off without you. Okay? So look, this is what a primary source does. It says, what am I talking about when they say you're triggered? This is what
Here
we're
he
talking
comes,
about.
number 58. Von Miller against Mike Rimmers one more time.
There's the fumble.
Cam Newton didn't feel it, didn't step up. The football just taken out of his hands. Cam Newton decides not to dive in there.
Yeah, he backed away from it.
Cam Newton decides not to dive in there.
Yeah, he backed away from it.
Cam Newton decides not to dive in there.
Yeah, he backed away from it.
Cam Newton decides not to dive in there.
Yeah, he backed away.
Cam Newton decides not to dive in there.
Yeah, he backed away from it.
See, listen, man. This is what we do at the Scoreboard Keepers, bro. Listen, all I'm saying, this is what we do. So what we did is we made it through 6 minutes of your video. In 6 minutes, bro, it took us 6 minutes to dismantle everything that you was talking about when it came to this topic. It took us 6 minutes to find out that you was doing a straw man argument. It's 15 more minutes of your video to go. It's 15 more minutes. Of course, we're not going to do it today, but it's 15 minutes to go into your video. We're going to go for another 4 minutes because we want to hear what you have to say. But at this point, you haven't even made a valid point on a debate level. On a debating level, you have not made a point because you started off your debate with a straw man argument, and it has went nowhere. It hasn't even got off the ground. Guess what? Guess what you haven't done in the first 6 minutes? You haven't addressed Dan Orlovsky, Stephen A. Smith, and basically you haven't really gave any reason why or what's lacking in Jalen Hurts' game in 6 minutes. You're busy on the defense right now, and you went into another personality, so we're not even talking to the person that actually made the claim. This is Petty Cam talking.
I can play this game too. But Petty Cam, go back there.
Please go back there, Petty.
Because
all right, and we're stopping at Petty Cam. We're gonna stop right there, and we're gonna do another one tomorrow on this topic right here, because right now you are absolutely getting smoked. If y'all want to see us do part 2 of this video, y'all got to leave y'all comments down below. If y'all want to see part 2 of this, because this is easy for us. I mean, I hate to say it, and this is not us being braggadocious over here, but y'all know that this is a debating place. And we've seen a lot of people come through here and debate topics, especially on hip hop. But this right here is super easy. This guy has a straw man argument that hasn't went anywhere, and has a lot of holes that's in it. And I'm just going to be honest with you. It doesn't come across as being genuine to us. It doesn't come across as being genuine. It comes across actually as being disingenuous, and the primary sources would smash his position to smithereens. The primary sources would smash his position to smithereens no matter where you go in it. So when you go, like, it sounds good when they in front of a camera and then they just talking and the camera's just running and this, that, and the third. You wouldn't pick up on the things that we do over here. But it's just there's no meat and there's no merit to his argument. It's really not for somebody that's won the Super Bowl and been to 2 and been competitive since he's basically been in the league. You know, he's not the one. He's not the guy on a football level. He's not the guy that brings in the talent. You know, it's the people around him, and they want that. They won that championship for the city. They didn't want it just for one player. And the last time I checked, it's 11 on 11. So, you know what I mean? Not everybody can throw the ball to A.J. Brown or Devonta Smith. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can, when they're covered, not everybody can take off and run. Not everybody can do that. So you got to have some type of a skill and some type of at an elite level to be able to do that, and especially not to turn the ball over, which we just saw. What happens when you turn the ball over and not get down on a fumble? The analysts start talking about it. That's called a primary source. So you got to source up or shut up. That's what this is all about. That's what this is about on this platform. See, that's why I said, y'all, listen, ladies and gentlemen, y'all gotta listen. Thumb up the video, right? I want y'all to leave y'all comments down below on what y'all think. I'm not going to give you any questions. I'm not going to give you any directives or anything like that. I want you to tell me, to be honest. I want you to tell me what you guys really think about what he said. I mean, I don't care whether you believe it or not believe it or don't care or whatever. After watching this video, y'all tell us, what do you think? What do you think about anything? Because there's a lot. He spoke on a lot, and he spoke on a lot of people. So I know you just can't just you probably have a favorite in there if you're a 49ers fan or Eagles fan or whatever it is, or maybe a Gilly fan or a Ryan Clark fan as Steal a Nation. And just tell us exactly where you sit on this topic right here. Because I've never seen something so easy to like just like destroy when it comes down to the debating thing and his sources and his information being on point. It came fairly easy to us over here to the point where we didn't even have to pull our notes out. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like not like we would normally do when we go delving deep into a topic and we go do our research on it. This wasn't the one. This came just off of pure knowledge of what we know about the basics of this thing, and when you're trying to prove your point. And I don't think he did that. I think he did a terrible job of that. And ladies and gentlemen, as y'all see, the clock strikes 0, and that's going to do it for this episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. Comment down below if you guys want us to do the part 2 of this, because right now he didn't even put up a point. He didn't even put up a point because he was in petty cam mode and straw man argument mode, and that doesn't get you anything around here without primary sources. He was arguing against the primaries, to be honest with you. He was basically telling you that the primaries don't matter, and in any topic, in any debate, primary sources rule. So, ladies and gentlemen, until we see you on the next episode of the Scoreboard Keepers, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, that's important, and put on your notifications also. So till we see you then, peace. And all we want to let you guys know is score.